Hey guys, it's Sammy D here with Laura, the owner, one of the owners. She's going to tell you more about her business model of Archive Home, a vintage and home decor store in Nyac, New York. For those of you who don't know Nyac, I don't know much about Nyac, and I've lived in New York for 12 years, so don't worry. It is off the Hudson River. It is north of New York City, and you can actually take a train, yes, from Grand Central or 125th Street to Tarrytown, which is the nearest stop to Nyac. It's an adorable town, so if you live in New York City or nearby, please think about visiting Nyac and think about visiting
Great day trip.
Archive Home. So we're going to talk to Laura.
Come see us.
Come see Laura. We're going to talk to Laura about her resale journey, because I know a lot of you guys out there, especially my Thrift Boss babes, you think about opening a brick and mortar. Brick and mortar is it feels old fashioned now with like the digital age, but it's still something. There's still something there for a business owner, but the times have changed and there's different manners of working your brick and mortar. So we're going to talk to Laura about that. But I want to hand the metaphorical mic over to Laura and just ask her how she discovered secondhand. How did you discover secondhand, Laura?
So two ways, really. As a kid, I had a young single mom, and out of necessity, she bought a lot of our clothing at thrift stores or swap meets, sort of fun. Whatever. I did not think it was fun, and but it wasn't a big deal. It just kind of was what it was. Eventually, I started buying my own clothing, and the tide sort of turned, and years later, I ended up living in a very swanky community, Greenwich, Connecticut.
Oh, Greenwich, Connecticut. Oh my gosh.
Fancy.
Yeah, fancy.
And in Greenwich, Connecticut, they have several, not as many as they used to, consignment stores.
Okay.
So, wealthy ladies buy lots of things, and apparently they wear them once or they don't really wear them at all. But they would give them to these, and most of them were in benefit of hospitals.
Right.
The local hospitals.
Like or Cancer Society. Or,
yep, exactly.
Yeah.
They were all for a specific fundraising purpose. And, I just thought, on a whim one day, let me check out one of these places. And I was like, wow, I can't believe what you can get in, perfect condition or close enough to perfect condition for a fraction of the price. And that was when I started shopping for myself purposefully in thrift stores, as opposed to out of not being able to afford full price clothing. Although I am definitely one of those never pay full retail.
Right. And you're like thrift stores, secondhand, resale, consignment. I mean, resale, we were just talking about this briefly. It's the overarching term, but there's so many ways to get your secondhand goods, and it could be a dirty thrift store or a beautiful boutique such as Archive Home. So let's kind of jump forward and talk about the business structure here at this resale store, because it's not entirely resale. There's a merging of vendors, and so talk us through that and why that works for you in this business model.
Right. This is a small space. It's a little hard. Well, maybe in the photo you can kind of tell, but it's long, and it's only about 9 feet wide. About 5 years ago, I actually worked for one of the women who's now my partner. I was their part-time employee.
Okay.
They did not sell clothing at that time. They sold all home things. She sells beautiful new home things from around the world. And she had a partner who was a prop stylist who sold groovy, vintagey, flea market finds, like a chicken feeder repurposed into a plate rack and stuff like that. Yes.
I need that.
Cool stuff. I worked part-time for them, and the prop stylist lady sort of morphed out of the business. She was doing more styling, and it was tough for her to be here. She was actually from the city too, so that wasn't ideal. And the other woman said to me, we think so highly of you. Would you like to partner up with me? And I was like, well, sure, but I didn't have any chicken feeders, I didn't have any cool stuff like that. But I always had this idea about, even in my own closet, that I had too much stuff. I had stuff I wasn't wearing. I had stuff that was in great condition. So I said, what do you think? Do you think that could be a good marriage? With your beautiful new, though, home things and this? And, to her credit, she said, let's give it a try.
Amazing.
We started like that. I just had 2 little racks in the back. And sort of grew from there. About a year later, we brought on another partner who does beautiful jewelry.
Which is also repurposed.
Nope, she designs and makes it.
Okay.
And she's coming from the city as well. And they knew each other from doing sort of high-end trunk shows. So she obviously has a very small footprint. What we asked of anyone who came into the store was that they work in the store. We don't have any employees. We tried that. Not great. It just cuts into your profits so much. Yeah. I mean, the minute you're paying somebody.
Well, and minimum wage in New York State's very high now. So
yeah. And trust. And this is not the kind of store that somebody wants to walk in and kind of see, even a really polished, like 18-year-old. It's just not that kind of place. You really need to talk to people about what's in here.
Yes.
And we're all deeply invested in each other's merchandise. We know I know as much about this mud pottery from Australia as I do about every one of my pieces, and vice versa. So, you need that kind of engagement. So yeah, we're coming up on actually the end of this month, end of February. It'll be 4 years.
4 years?
4 years.
Oh my gosh. So what Laura's saying, guys, is that everyone who is a vendor here is a co-owner and also a employee who wrote, for lack of better words, someone who works at the store, who runs the store. So they don't pay each other, but there's that trust and camaraderie where they know that they're going to be selling each other's goods when they're here.
Right. We all work. One of my partners right now, for example, is away. She's away for 2.5 weeks. That's fine. We just pick up a couple of extra days, and we sort of, we even it out as well as we can. Every sort of couple months ago, we'll say, oh, gosh, so-and-so is way ahead in days, so we should both work a couple extra days next week. Amazing. And we just even it out. There's no, it's never been an issue. There's never been a problem. There have been twice in the last 4 years that we've had to just close for a day because everybody had something to do.
Yeah.
That was an obligation that they couldn't get around. And you know what? That's okay. I mean, it's okay to just put up a sign and say, like, for example, we put up a sign and said, we're all at the Women's March today. Sorry. Have a great day.
Cool. Love that.
So it's a chemistry, that works. The trust is super important. Each of us takes responsibility for different bills. But we all carry our own insurance, by the way. We used to have insurance as the store, but now we each have insurance as our own businesses. So that covers us anywhere we go. Like if Jan is selling jewelry at a trunk show, she's still covered with that insurance. If I'm in someone's home, I'm still covered. We found that was a little more costly, but better and smarter coverage for us. Stuff you learn as you go along. Stuff you hate spending money on.
Yeah.
Like insurance, not sexy, but you gotta have it.
Yeah.
You need it.
Wow. I hope you guys are taking notes because this is a lot of information that, again, in speaking to Laura, right? But in speaking to Laura really, really quickly before this interview, I was saying how, we make things so difficult where we think we have to do it all ourselves. And what I love about this model is that it's 3 women coming together in a very empowered manner to support each other and to build a lifestyle business as much as a for-profit business. So let's talk about what's in the store. I have a few things. I'm going to be Vanna White over here. Let's talk about this Louis Vuitton first. So Laura, talk us through this beautiful
so one of the piece. Sort of like things that one of the first things that people will say when they come in the store, because the first shelf is sort of my higher end things, is, oh, you do designer. And yes, clearly I do, but really what I'm looking for is more unusual pieces, not mall, quote unquote, just something that's a little special, a little unique. And this was a wallet that was given to me by a closet client, a closet clean out client. It was her daughter's. It was in bad shape. I spent a lot of time rehabbing it and did a lot of research and found out a lot of stuff on the internet about how to do that.
That's amazing.
It's
amazing.
It's in great condition, yeah.
And then we've got vintage Levi's. She has a whole stack in the back.
They're having a moment.
Yes.
One of the things that I learned along the way is that I don't sell any trousers or skirts. I don't sell bottoms because they're the hardest thing to sell, especially pants, because there's so many points where they need to fit you.
True.
And they also, like jeans, women have a thing about jeans. Like there's definitely a psychological thing. So I do always have a stack of cool jeans because they don't take up a lot of my retail space. And they are something that vintage Levi's are having a moment right now, but I don't sell sort of black dress pants or groovy skirts. When you look at the racks, you'll see, because I just found, and this has all been trial and error, like,
so smart.
Oh, why is that great pair of pants still here after 6 months and they're priced so well?
Right.
So
body shape.
Yep.
I think that and it's something I've been reflecting on. I like to share my process as well because I don't know everything. But shoes, bags, no size.
Scarves.
If you can, and scarves, if you can focus your business on shoes and bags, I mean,
Yeah.
you're eliminating a lot of issues. So speaking of bags, I love this.
Yeah, this is an amazing bag. Oh, I thought I was going to pick on and vibrate. Sorry
Oh,
about that.
we got a phone. Don't worry, we'll just, I like your ringer.
We'll just let her ring. Yeah, this is a cool bag. This is actually a thrift store find. It's from a company in Tennessee called Colonel Littleton. All hand cut. I went on their website and checked it out. It's all brass hardware, and they're all designed based on, so this is called the dispatch bag, and it's based on a mail carrier's bag from like the 1900s.
Super cute.
Yeah,
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing, and that's like a lifetime bag. Like that's a bag that'll just get better as it gets sort of beat up and worn. Yeah, it's one of the things that's in the store that I'm like, oh, I want that so much. And you know, sometimes I'll try something on, or I'll have something, and my partner will say to me, "Don't you want that?" I'm like, "Of course I want it."
We always want what we sell. We like, always.
Yes.
So let's end with just how we can find Archive Home, because I know that if you're not near New York City, people are going to want to see what you have in the store. And if you guys watch the episode after this, so I'm posting this and then posting a little tour of the store, so you can see more of the homewares and the scarves, and there's jewelry. There's so many good things here. So definitely check that out. So how can people find Archive Home?
So yeah, on Instagram we are Archive Home Store. Facebook Archive Home. Nyac. I think there's another Archive Home in Rhode Island that we sometimes get tagged as, and I am working really hard on getting my online presence better, and as that happens, you know, I'll update you guys and let you know where you can find me there. I'm overcoming, with the help of my accountability group, we're all overcoming our hurdles in terms of getting that stuff posted and getting it up online.
I've let go of the need to be perfect today. So guys, please go follow Archive Home. That's all tagged in the description, as well as the address, 79.5 South Broadway here in Nyac, New York. 45 minutes outside of New York City.
Easy. It's easy shot.
Come visit.
Yeah.
And let's go check out what the store has in store. What the store has in store.
What's in the store. And if you're thinking that you would love to have a brick and mortar and you're intimidated by the rent and all that kind of thing, grab a friend or two. Or, you know, next time you're in a store, maybe approach the owner and say, you have such a beautiful space. I wonder if I could contribute by doing fill in the blank. You know, your brand of resale, whatever that looks like for you.
Great point.
You know, takes a little bit of the weightiness off it when it's a shared burden.
Love it. Thank you, Laura. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. Bye. Okay, that was way too long.
Oh, it was? Okay.